Today being the 10th of September 2020, we join the world in marking the world's Suicide Awareness Day. This is a day where we actually stand out to sensitize, inform you on the causes, the risk factors, and even how to help someone who could be contemplating suicide. My name is Marion, and I'm a psychologist.
And being the 10th of September 2020, we're talking about suicide awareness and prevention. And I have to say, our slogan for today is kindness. My family and I are survivors of someone who died or passed on by suicide. And I have to say, a lot of emotions get to come around and you go through a lot. And speaking on my behalf, I have to say shock was the first emotion I felt. Comes along with denial. I was with him just a few hours ago and now he's gone. And I remember vividly seeing him just lying on a rope outside our home at around 9 p.m. on that day, on the 29th of November. Wasn't easy. And it comes with a lot of anger, feeling angry at yourself, feeling like you could have done better, feeling like I wish I could have saved him, angry at my family, feeling like it's, those small quarrels that once in a while that will happen is what caused him to take his own life. I remember feeling angry at God. I believe in a higher power. And looking at him and asking him, how comes you took my only brother? Angry at him. All the promises we made together, all the things he told me we'll do when I'm in my 20s. And they'll never come to be actually. But being angry at the promises he made that he'll never fulfill. Being angry at myself that I couldn't save him. It comes with a lot of emptiness. Why you feel this void, nobody can feel it. And you start feeling like nobody else can ever understand it. Like it's you who's going through this alone.
Hi guys, my name is Lisa Wanjeri. Early last year I met a friend and we got to interact with each other. And a few months later she told me her story. She called me and she told me that she's come from a dysfunctional family. As we continue to get to know each other, she mentioned that she's ever committed suicide, at least 3 attempts when she was in high school. Mid last year, she was admitted to Hope Hospital because she got an asthmatic attack. But the doctors ran tests to her and found that there was nothing wrong with her. So they came to a conclusion that she might be dealing with a psychological problem. Later, she was called for a therapist, and now she's doing better.
Hello, my name is Ruth, a counselor, and in support of today's World Awareness of Suicide and Prevention, I would like to contribute about suicide. Suicide is the act of taking one's life. Basically, it can affect anybody regardless of their age, their gender, and background. The most affected gender is the male of ages between 15 to 29. Why it's so is because maybe the myth that has been carried with suicide, that it is attention seeking, it is somebody who doesn't want to be helped. Well, those are not facts. Fact is that these people have actually tried to seek help, but they did not get it in enough measure, or they didn't get it at all. The other thing is that they just want the pain to end, and basically they feel by taking their own life, the pain has ended, but they wouldn't have wanted to die in the first place.
Being World Suicide Prevention Day, here I'm going to talk about some 10 warning signs and symptoms that you are going to check if you or your loved one is possibly contemplating to commit suicide. So one of them is ideation, having the idea of wanting to take away one or one's life. The other one is substance abuse. This is now overindulging into using that is beyond the normal, the moderate levels. The other sign you can look up for is purposelessness, lacking reasons to live. Someone is telling you, I don't find any reason that I should be living today. The other sign is anxiety. This is excessive worry about life and future and things that are happening around you. And the other sign is one feeling trapped. You're feeling trapped that there cannot be a way out for this problem. You're feeling you cannot be helped. You feel trapped. And the other one is hopelessness, where you feel there is no meaning for life. There is no hope. There is nothing that can be done. You feel you don't want to live anymore. The other one is withdrawal from friends, family, and society. You find this person doesn't want to be with people. He's isolative behavior. And also anger. Anger in what way? It seems like it's a revenge mission. Someone is outburst. He's very angry at himself, angry at others, and angry at his situation. Another symptoms is recklessness, indulging into destructive behaviors. That can be a pointer, a telltale sign that someone is working on taking on his life. And the last one is the mood changes. These are erratic mood changes. Sometimes they are happy, sometimes they are very gloomy, sometimes they are very sad. They don't find anything that can excite them in life. So those are the possible 10 warning signs of suicide.
My name is Joyce Ngwere, a psychologist. Today being 10th September 2020, we are marking World Suicide Awareness Day. And I'm going to look at the interventions of suicide. What to do if a person says that they are considering to commit suicide. First and foremost, we have to take that person very seriously. You should not take it like a joke, because suicide is final. Suicide means death, and suicide is final. So the second measure you have to take is to start by asking a few questions to this person. Asking a few questions to this person does not push them into suicide. It actually allows them to share their feelings and their thoughts. So this may reduce even the risk of suicide, since they've already shared out their feelings. Another way, a third way, is to stay with them. Don't leave this person for about 2 or 3 days, depending on the severity of their condition and depending on what they feel about themselves. They might be left alone and therefore commit suicide. Now, the other important thing is to tell the family members or a friend right away. Make sure you report. One way as a counselor that you can break confidentiality between you and your client is to report suicide. Suicide is risky, and therefore it's important to tell the family members and friends right away. Then the other measure you should take is to remove the lethal means that they were intending to use. If it was poison that they were intending to take, if they were intending to hang themselves, ensure you remove those things from their side. Another method is to get professional help as quickly as possible from a counselor, from a professional psychologist or a psychiatrist. The other way is to call a medical center, a medical hospital that will take care of them. CareTech Medical and Treatment Center line is always open. You can call 0720 419 440. I'll repeat, 0720 419 440. Remember, suicide is preventable.
Hello, my name is Priska Maina. I'm a clinical officer. Today, as we mark the World Suicide Awareness Day, I would like to talk about stigmatization of someone who has attempted to take their lives or someone who has suicidal ideation. Number one, we should not discriminate them, we should not mock them, we should not stereotype them, but instead show them kindness, support, seek help for them. And in that way, we will prevent more people from dying.
So, good morning, guys. My name is Sylvester Kimanthi. I'm a Kenya registered nurse. I'm a psychiatrist by profession. I work with Cartech Medical Center. I also work with many hospitals across the country, that is Republic of Kenya. So, putting in mind that today is 10th of September 2020, we are checking the suicides prevention in Kenya and even in the entire world. So today, I felt this is also good to share my thoughts or my take on the same. And this is, I want to encourage somebody outside there. I want to say this, just to say something which was said somewhere. If suicide was really an answer, then half of the world would have killed themselves by now. Help the people who need help, because suicide is not an option. What am I saying? Suicide will never be an option. If you find somebody going through something, it needs your attention or anything, kindly, let's help these people. Kama wanaweza fika hospitali, let's bring them to hospital. We have in mental health in Kenya hospitals. They have Mathare and other facility, private hospitals, and in fact Kenya sasa hii increase kidogo. Kuna committee ya mental health ilitengenezwa. Kuna vitu mingi, nurses wa mental health wamekuwa wengi. We are there.